Willkommen zurück bei Lamplight City. Ja, wir gehen heute nochmal wieder einmal in das Polizeirevier, um nochmal die Autopsieberichte vielleicht nochmal uns anzuschauen. Und natürlich in seine Wohnung von dem Opfer, um da vielleicht ein paar Informationen zu finden. Ich würde sagen, wir gehen erst in seine Wohnung.
Quite the collection of exotic items in here. Ronan appears to be a seasoned world traveler.
Or at least knows someone who is.
Mit diesen unheimlichen Masken. Und, warum blinkt die da? Und dann, ja, gehen wir nachher dann in das Leichenschauhaus.
Just looking at this painting is making me feel seasick.
Gucken wir mal, ob wir
Locked,
was wir so
naturally.
finden.
This one is scarier than the other masks. Wait a moment. I think I saw something shiny in the back of the mouth.
Ich auch.
How about that? A perfect hiding place for a key.
Tja. Nennt mich
This
Detektiv.
mask looks African. You should try it on. It'd be an improvement. This mask looks
Oh, schade.
some kind of owl mask. The hair looks incredibly familiar. Ronan's book collection mostly consists of cheap pulp adventure novels, but this top shelf looks interesting.
Zeig. Exotische Fauna in Afrika, exotische Fauna in Australien, geheime Gebräuche im Orient, die Bibel und Buch ohne Titel.
No title, and it appears to be blank. I wonder if Ronan just kept empty books on his shelf to appear well read. It's in another language, but it appears to be a Bible.
Sie müssen sich immer vor Augen halten, geeigneter Leser, dass die Gebräuche des Fernen Ostens sich von unserem eigenen stark unterscheiden. Ich empfehle dringend, sich nicht nur mit den gebräuchlichsten, sondern auch mit den unbekanntesten oder unbekannteren, verborgenen auseinanderzusetzen, um nicht aus Versehen jemanden zu verärgern. Die Verwendung von Opium. Zur Jahrhundertwende war es bei Reisenden in den fernen Osten üblich, sich den ausgefallenen Freunden hinzugeben, mit anderen Worten, dem Opium. Heutzutage ist diese Art des Tourismus stark zurückgegangen, unter anderem aufgrund der Zuwanderung von Immigranten aus China nach Vespuccia. Etliche Opiumhöhlen sind in der Zwischenzeit in El Presidio aufgetaucht, manche gar in New-Bretagne im Osten. Opiumhöhlen stehen all denjenigen offen, die dort im Opium frönen wollen. Im Allgemeinen als den Drachen reiten bezeichnet wurde die Opiumverwendung zur Entspannung oder als Gruppenbeschäftigung zum beliebten Zeitvertreib. Ich glaube, das wird unser Passwort sein, den Drachen reiten. Bayou wird Ihnen Wein angeboten, stellen Sie sicher, dass Sie genau wissen, was Ihnen angeboten wurde. Es könnte sich um Bayou handeln, eine klare Flüssigkeit, die meist aus fermentierter Sorghumhirse gebrannt wird, wobei manchmal auch andere Getreidesorten Verwendung finden. In Varianten aus dem südlichen China wird oftmals Klebereis verwendet, wohingegen die nördlichen Varianten Weizen, Gerste, Rispenhirse oder sogar Hiobsträne anstelle von Sorghumhirse aufweisen. Die Juku-Startkultur zur Fermentierung, die zur Herstellung von Bayou-Maische verwendet wird, besteht meist aus pulverisierten Weizenkörnern. Jemand, der daran nicht gewöhnt ist, wird, wenn er Bayou trinkt, sein blaues Wunder erleben. Bayou zu trinken gilt gleichsam als Männlichkeitsritual, das verwendet wird, um sich vor anderen zu beweisen. Die übermäßige Alkoholkonzentration des Bayou überfordert die meisten, die daran nicht gewöhnt sind. Seien Sie auf der Hut, wenn Sie nicht bewusstlos in der Seitenstraße enden wollen. Okay. Das sollten wir uns merken. Fauna, hier Känguru und Koala. Okay. Rhinoceros und Elefant. Okay. Bett.
Ronan wasn't too concerned with comfort, apparently. This is hardly bigger than a bunk at sea. Ronan...
Okay.
I had an illustration that looked similar to that one. I wonder where it ended up. I guess Ronan won't be realizing his world travel dreams now. Death really has a way of messing up your plans.
Kann man so sagen.
Now to find out what Mr. Lespay finds so precious.
Okay. Teetasse.
Ooh, this teacup could use a washing. I'd be surprised if it isn't permanently stuck to the desk.
Hier ist auch schon so ein Ring.
This one appears to be from Emily.
Ja, aufmachen. Ronan, Gerald und ich werden uns ins neue Jahr hineinfahren und würden dich gerne dazu einladen, mitzufeiern. Du kannst gerne auch jemanden mitbringen, vor allem natürlich auch eine Freundin, so du eine hast. Alles Liebe, Emily. Okay, wer auch immer Emily ist.
Aha. A letter from someone called Jimbo?
Ronan, nächste Woche ist es 1 Jahr her, dass wir uns kennengelernt haben. Ich kann ehrlich behaupten, dass sich mein Leben seither in jeder Beziehung zum Besseren gewendet hat und ich werde den 8. Juli immer als besonderen Tag in meinem Herzen tragen. Ich kann es nicht erwarten, dich wiederzusehen, Jimbo. War der vielleicht auch schwul und hat vielleicht Probleme gehabt?
It's empty. Too bad.
Schade.
They appear to be a pair of letters from Ronan's landlord.
Ronan, bezüglich Ihrer Anfrage, die Bezahlung Ihrer Miete für diesen Monat zu Stunden, möchte ich Ihnen mitteilen, dass ich damit einverstanden bin. Ich gebe Ihnen Zeit bis nächsten Monat. Sie waren immer ein zuverlässiger Mieter und haben pünktlich bezahlt. Okay, hat er Geldprobleme gehabt? Machen Sie sich also keine Sorgen. Ich hoffe, dass Sie Ihre Probleme bald lösen können. Danforth. Ronan, ich verstehe, dass wir alle mal finanzielle Nöte haben können, aber ich fürchte, dass meine Großzügigkeit enden muss und nicht über 2 Monate hinausgehen kann. Bitte begleichen Sie Ihre Mietrückstände bis dahin, da ich mich sonst gezwungen sehe, rechtliche Schritte gegen Sie einzuleiten. Danforth. Okay, der war mit seiner Miete im Rückstand.
A model of the SS Joondalup. Looks like a merchant vessel to me. Looks like you found Ronan's journal. Perhaps this will be able to give us some more insight into what he was up to before he died.
Erstmal 8. Juli.
There are 2 entries, one from this year and one from last.
So, start with last year's.
July 8th, 1843. I've decided I need to get out more, so I'm going to a club in Gascon tonight. Stuffing animals has taken its toll, and I need to talk to someone who isn't Emily or my coworkers. Gerald told me about a place called the Crimson Cat. I'll try it, and if I don't enjoy myself, I'll just come home. Now for this year's entry. July 8th, 1844. Today is our 1-year anniversary. We're going to meet at the Cat again. I love him, but I wish he wasn't so attached to that place. Emily is so nosy, I worry that she might follow me and discover the truth about Jimbo. If we moved around, I wouldn't worry, but with him, it's always the Crimson Cat. I really shouldn't complain, though. What we have is something truly special.
Well, it seems that our best hope of finding this Jimbo character is to visit the Crimson Cat.
Ja, dann müssen wir anscheinend mal in die Crimson Cat. Okay, dann müssen wir mal in die Crimson Cat. Wo auch immer die ist. Ach, da. Okay. Wir gehen mal erstmal ins Polizeirevier.
I was beginning to wonder when you'd show up.
Well, wonder no longer. I'm here and I need to see Dr. Edwards.
Right. You know the way. Snelling isn't in today, so you're all clear.
Well, that's a relief. Thanks, Upton.
Danke, Upton. Bis später. 19.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything, Edwards.
Ah, Fordham. Always a pleasure.
Have you got time for some questions?
Of course.
Okay. Dann
So what
fahren
can
wir
you tell
mal.
me about Ronan Le Spay?
Caucasian male, approximately 27 years old. Died of blood loss as a result of being shot at close range. He was brought in 4 nights ago. I performed the postmortem the following day. After that, his next of kin was contacted. I believe his sister came to identify the body.
Any personal opinions on what might have happened?
Well, the fact he was shot at such a close range would suggest it was done by someone he knew. And robbery doesn't appear to be a motive, since his wallet was found on the body with money in it. Beyond that, your guess is as good as mine.
Better, I hope.
Did the postmortem reveal anything?
Quite a few things, actually. Mr. Le Spay was extremely inebriated when the shooting took place. There was enough alcohol in his blood to presume he had been drinking for hours before his death. I also managed to remove the bullet from his heart, It's a .36 caliber lead ball, standard revolver shot. It shouldn't be too hard to match to a weapon, provided you can find it.
Okay.
Did you notice anything unusual about the clothes Mr. Lespay was wearing?
Unusual? Not really. They seemed a bit big for him, but that's all.
His sister seemed convinced that they didn't belong to him.
That's a distinct possibility, but I couldn't say for sure. He could have just been a sloppy dresser.
Okay.
So no murder weapons been found?
That's right. Either the killer still has it, or the police just overlooked it. If you happen across any weapons in your investigation, be sure to bring them to me. I can tell you if it matches the bullet.
Thank you, Edwards. I'll be on the lookout.
Okay.
I'll be going now.
Take care, and remember, not everyone gets to leave the morgue alive. So consider yourself lucky if you can.
Ich mag seinen Humor. Okay. Gut, jetzt ist die Frage, Crimson Cat, ob wir dahin gehen. Wir gehen erstmal in die Opiumhöhle. Mal gucken, ob wir, wenn wir sagen, hier, wir wollen den Drachen reiten, ob wir dann da rein dürfen.
You again? What do you want?
I was told this was the place to come if I wanted to ride the dragon.
Oh. Well, why didn't you say so? Please, come in.
Deswegen anscheinend.
Now I see why they call it riding the dragon.
Genau.
At least they provide their clients with some measure of privacy. She's not gonna be much help right now. Best not to bother her. Poor horse. That fellow in the armor must have weighed a ton. Fancy.
Ja, kann man so und so sehen, ne? Ach, das ist Darius, okay.
Excuse me, I'm looking for a man by the name of Darius.
Well, look no further. Welcome, friend. Sit, join me.
I'll stand, if that's all right. I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions.
Questions are the path to enlightenment. Answers fly by as birds on the breeze. But will a caged bird sing? That is the true question.
Wonderful. He's as high as a kite. This is gonna be worse than pulling teeth.
Alles klar.
Are you familiar with a man named Ronan Lespay?
I know many men. Some old, some young, some rich, some poor. Some I know by name, some by face. But this man you speak of, this Ronan, he is unfamiliar to me.
I have a ferrotype. Do you recognize him?
Forgive me, but my eyes are blurry. I can't make out his features.
Well, he's useless, isn't he? Too bad there's no way to snap him out of it, like there was with Dupre's kid.
Oder gibt's die?
Do you know anything about the murder outside the Silent Raven on election night?
Murder? Was it a murder?
It was. A man was shot in cold blood.
That would explain the commotion, as well as the sound.
So you heard the gunshot?
I did. I thought it might have been one of the voting machines making the noise. But then there were shouts, and people began to run.
Did you see or hear anything before you heard the gunshot?
I seem to remember hearing a man shouting a name.
A name?
Yes. It sounded like Priscilla.
Well, how about that? He's managed to be of some use after all. Assuming he's telling the
Priscilla?
truth, of course.
And does the name Priscilla mean anything to you?
Afraid not, young man.
Priscilla.
What can you tell me about the Silent Raven?
Ah, the Raven. My home away from home.
I would have thought that was this place. Unless this one is just the home.
Do you have many friends there? People you speak with often?
Yes, friends. I call them friends anyway, but really, what is a friend? Someone who drinks with you? Someone who shares secrets with you? Are those friends? My father used to tell me that the only two friends you had were your mother and the crown in your pocket. Well, both of those are gone now, so what does that mean for me?
I don't know, sir. I'm just asking about people you speak to at the Raven.
The barmaid, Nicole, she gets mad at me sometimes when I break things. But she's all right.
Have you ever conversed with a patron called Singing Tom?
Singing Tom? You mean old Tom Puffin?
I'm not sure. I was just told he was called Singing Tom and was a regular at the Silent Raven.
That's the man. I see him in here all the time.
In here, not just at the Raven?
Tom is a child of the poppy, just as I am. He truly understands the world as it is.
Do you know where I might be able to find him?
Yes, he's the choir master at St. Denis Cathedral. That's where he spends his time when he's not here.
You mean to tell me we have to talk to another one of these loonies? Wonderful.
Der ist so ganz nett, der Mann. Quatscht ein bisschen viel.
Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye.
Also, niemals viel, sondern eher einfach wirres Zeug, aber an sich sehr, sehr nett. Kann man nicht anders sagen. Okay, da ist Saint-Denis. Dann würde ich mal sagen, gehen wir zur Crimson Cat.
Ah, the Crimson Cat. One of my favorite underground clubs. Ooh, I spent some wild nights here. Which reminds me, I wonder if Stefan is still working the bar these days. This place has been around for quite some time. That well-dressed feline is Red, the official mascot. Call me old-fashioned, but I've always felt the piano should be played by an actual human. These automated ones just don't have any soul.
Kann man so sagen. Seemann.
Beg your pardon. Your name wouldn't happen to be Jimbo, would it?
Yeah? Who's asking?
Miles Fordham, private investigator.
Can a guy enjoy his shore leave without being harassed by the law? I've done nothing wrong.
I didn't say you had, and I'm most certainly not the law. I just want to ask you a few questions.
All right, fine.
Das ist Jimbo?
Where does the name Jimbo come from?
It's just a nickname. My real name's James Bowcroft.
And what is it you do?
I'm a sailor. I thought you detective types are supposed to be extra observant. Shouldn't you be able to tell me what my occupation was just by looking at my fingernails or something?
Sorry to disappoint.
Ja,
Perceptiveness is important in my line of work, but I'm also just a man.
I think perhaps Jimbo has been reading too many of those detective stories in Brentwells.
You know Ronan the Spey?
I knew him, yeah.
Knew him?
He and I haven't spoken recently. In about a month, actually. Things didn't go so well last time.
How do you mean?
Let's just say we didn't part on the best of terms. He made it very clear that he didn't want to speak to me again.
Does the name Priscilla mean anything to you?
Yes, that's my ship, the SS Priscilla.
I see. Did Ronan know about it?
Of course. He always used to ask me to bring him back some exotic souvenir.
Ah, okay. Daher hat er dann diese ganzen Masken auch in seiner Wohnung.
Were you aware that Ronan was murdered?
What? No, when? What happened?
He was shot outside a tavern in Chumley 4 nights ago.
Chumley? What was he doing there?
I was hoping perhaps you could tell me.
I honestly don't know. Ronan hardly went out, and he especially never crossed the river.
Why was that?
I think he was just too scared of the world to go out and see it for himself. He was happy enough reading about it in his books or collecting things I brought him back from my travels. Honestly, that's what I liked most about him. He was just an average, boring man. It was just the sort of balance I needed in my life.
That's pretty much the exact same reason I always enjoyed working with you, Miles.
Okay.
You and Ronan had a special relationship, didn't you?
Mr. Fordham, we're in an underground club. You don't have to tap dance around it. Yes, Ronan and I were a couple, at least up until last month.
What happened, if you don't mind me asking?
We had a misunderstanding. Ronan thought I had been seeing someone else. He was extremely jealous. I tried to explain that he had it all wrong, but he wouldn't hear me out. I was going to give him some time to cool off, but, well, that's not going to happen now, is it?
If it's any consolation, I found a letter you wrote him, which he still kept in his desk.
Damn. Thank you for telling me that.
Okay.
For your time.
You're welcome.
Hat uns jetzt auch nicht so wirklich krass.
Attention customers. Use of Dr. Tennyson's vigor pills while under the influence of alcohol may cause loss of consciousness. It's nice to see this establishment looking out for its patrons.
Okay, das heißt, wir haben da sind wir jetzt auch nicht so ganz so weitergekommen. Das heißt, wir gehen beim nächsten Mal auf jeden Fall in die Kathedrale von Saint-Denis und dann gucken wir mal, wie wir da weiterkommen. Und dann hangeln wir uns von Stückchen zu Stückchen einfach weiter. Ich bedanke mich auf jeden Fall recht herzlich fürs Zuschauen. Wir sehen uns dann in der nächsten Folge von Lamplight City Bis dahin. Auf Wiedersehen.